Shalom, shalom. Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah to all my brothers. Yahweh Shem, Allah Shem, Yahweh Shah to all my sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of General Yohana. I am a priest and officer of 1,000 Rakar Ariyah. And today's class is the Brotherhood class. The Brotherhood class, a highly important class, because the Brotherhood, without Brotherhood, we will not be able to survive in this world. Without the love for one another, we will not be able to survive. But let me put you on game real quick. You know what I'm saying? Brotherhood extends more to just brothers. Brotherhood is actually brothers and sisters, a sibling camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? That's what brotherhood is about. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about the brotherhood that Jada Pinkett Smith is showing her husband. The type of brotherhood that she is showing her husband right now, which is utterly disgusting. The brotherhood that Jada is showing her husband is absolutely disgusting. And I advise all you brothers to stay away from such poison, stay away from such a woman. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about her beauty, don't worry about any of that, because there's more important qualities a woman could have, something that will sustain you in your life for a long time. Paying attention to these women that ain't suitable for you will have you looking like Will Smith out in this world. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get into like 2 chapters today. I'm going to try and attempt to read 2 chapters today. We're going to break down 2 chapters, and they both in the Apocrypha. If you got your Apocrypha, cool. If you don't, search it up online. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of Apocryphas. If you don't know the history of the Apocrypha is a set of books, you know, that was taken out of the Bible due to the Catholic Church's doctrine. The Apocrypha is a set of books that was in the original Dead Sea Scrolls, but they took them out because it went against the Catholic and the Christian dogma. So what we do is we bring those books back together, which is called the King James 1611 version. You know what I'm saying? And with that, that's how you get things back together. Hold on. Most High in Christ, Troop. What's Most High in Christ? Yo, Troop, you available to read? No. Just text it to me. Just text it to me. Text it to me if you're available. It's the same link that you had last time. If you're available. Salaki, y'all, I'm coming down with a little cold. But this dogma that the Catholic Church taught stripped away the 1611, these books from the 1611. You know what I'm saying? The word Apocrypha itself, it literally means hidden books. You know what I'm saying? These are legitimate parts of the Bible, and it's an important part of history too. Because if you read the Bible, it skips over the whole Greek era. The Greek era is missing from the Bible, but it is in the Apocrypha. That's all the Apocrypha is. You know what I'm saying? But if you with me, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna let's start with Ecclesiasticus 7 and 1. We're gonna start with Ecclesiasticus 7 and 1. All right, read along with me. Do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee. Like, check it. That is a basic rule in life. You know what I'm saying? That's a basic rule in life. To do no evil, no evil shall come upon you. Basically, treat people how you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? If you smacking a woman up and down, you know what I'm saying, you smacking her up, then well, you got to expect all types of God, don't worry about it. I just noticed that too. You got to expect all types of evil to come from her. But if you don't do her any ill way, you don't treat her wrong, and she still do you dirty, that means you got the wrong woman. That means you got the wrong woman. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Let's get with it. Verse 2. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee. Keep away from those people. Keep away from people that just grimy. You know grimy people when you see them. You know grimy people that's only out for themselves, that's only looking out for themselves, whose self-interest only matters to them. They will use and abuse you fully. See, Jada Pinkett Smith, her interest was only herself. And she failed. Her acting career was a dunce. You know what I'm saying? And Will's blossom. You know what I'm saying? Will is still probably a higher grossing star than she would be, even after the slap. He still could run some pockets. You know what I'm saying? Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee. If you ain't around these grimy people, nothing grimy will happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Just stay away from them. That's why we are in the I.S.U.P.K. We endorse segregation. We endorse segregation because our enemy is unjust. Our enemy is about as wicked as it can get. As long as we stay away from him, the safer and better we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? He'll have less influence over our behavior. You know, that's something that we don't like to admit, but our enemy has a heavy influence over us, man. Heavy influence. Let's continue. My son, sow not upon the furrows of unrighteousness, and thou shalt not reap with them sevenfold. It's basically reiterating what we did, what we just said. You know what I'm saying? You do wickedness, expect to get wickedness. Expect to get some things messed up in your life. You know what I'm saying? You out there selling drugs, expect to become a drug addict. You out there beating women, expect to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? You out there, purchasing OnlyFans pages and whatnot, watching all types of porn. Expect your children to be on OnlyFans. Expect your daughters to be on the stripper pole. Expect that. Because this is the seeds that you are planting. This is the behavior that you are endorsing and co-signing. That's the things that happens. You know what I'm saying? Verse 4. Seek not the Lord's preeminence, neither of the king the seat of honor. So don't, if you let me help you out. I haven't did this in a while. Let's get to the Webster's because there's a word in there that I know the definition of, but I'm about to teach something that y'all might not know. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to teach something y'all don't know. So, preeminence. Preeminence. All right, let's get the preeminence definitions. No, I don't like the Oxford. Only the Merriam here. Only rock with the Merriam. Let's share this screen. Share. All right, Pete. Preeminence, the quality or state of being preeminent, superiority, right? That's what it is, right? So, Pete, let's get back to it from the beginning. Seek not the Lord's superiority. Don't think the Lord's going to be on your side. Don't ever think that. You doing wickedness out there, you all out there wilding, you sleeping with another man's woman, you doing all types of crazy things out in these streets. Don't expect the Lord's preeminence to be with you. Don't expect that. Expect to get knocked out by some tiny dude on the street and embarrassed and on World Star. Expect that when you out there doing wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Neither of the kings the seat of honor. So don't expect to be honored out in these streets when you're doing evil and wickedness to your own people. That's what Jada should not be expected. Jada wrote this book her tell-all book, thinking that she's going to be put on a pedestal, thinking that she's going to be honored by the people. I hope the book flops horribly, but I see that there's a heavy promotion machine behind it. And the world does love itself. So she might make a heavy killing on this book, but she should not be honored. And I'm happy that she's not. She's getting clowned out on these streets. Everywhere I see, like after the slap, and brothers were ridiculing, Will Smith about it. Women were sticking up for Jada. Women were sticking up for Jada when men were saying Will Smith is a simp for standing up for her. Women were straight up and down. They were standing up for Jada. But after this, I'm seeing less of that. A whole lot less of that. To be honest, I haven't even seen one woman stick up for her. Not one. I haven't seen it yet. I've been on the fan bases. I've been on the YouTube. I've been looking for it. And I can't find it. Because the simple fact is nobody's rocking with her right now. She is not being honored. You know what I'm saying? Because she is doing a wicked thing to her husband. Let's continue. Justify not thyself before the Lord, and boast not of thy wisdom before the king. Like Jada, she's boosting up herself right now. She's bigging up herself, posting all types of lies, saying that you know what I'm saying, that Tupac proposed to her. She's boasting herself. She's making it seem like she's that junk. And she should not be doing it. That's going to be her downfall. That's going to be her downfall. Let's continue. Verse 6. Seek not to be judged. Seek not to be judged, being not able to take away iniquity, lest at any time thou fear the person of the mighty, and stumbling block in the way of thy uprightness. Offend not against the multitude of a city, and then thou shalt not cast thyself down among the people. Basically, what that's saying is, on some real, if you're not fit to do a certain job, don't do it. If you're not fit to judge, don't look to be a judge. You know what I'm saying? If you're not fit to do electrical work, don't do electrical work. If you're not fit to do certain things, don't do it. Because all you're going to do is have people mad at you and up against you, because you're going to mess up. And Jada should not look to be a wife. Jada was not fit or prepared to be a wife to Will Smith. She wasn't. And now the whole world is coming down upon her. Now even all femininity is looking down at her like she is nuts and crazy. You know what I'm saying? Let me read that again. Seek not to be a judge. She should not be seeking to be a wife. She was not fit to do the job. Being not able to take away iniquity. She is not able to do her job properly as a wife when it comes to Will Smith. Like if you're a judge and you're not able to take away iniquity, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. Jada failed at her job as a wife. You know what I'm saying? Lest at any time thou fear the person of the mighty, and stumbling block in the way of thy uprightness. Offend not against the multitude of a city. She is offending the multitude. Even single women looking at her like she's crazy. Like, what is she doing? Like, what is she doing? This man has not bashed her yet. He has not spoken down on her or nothing. And that's all she tends to do. And he accepts it. I guess he accepts her living in her truth or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Verse 8. By not one sin upon another, for in one thou shalt not be unpunished. She is multiplying her sins like crazy. She is multiplying them like crazy. Let's continue. Say not, God will look upon the multitude of my oblations. And when I offer to the Most High, he will accept it. See, that's a problem with our people right there. That is equivalent to saying the Lord knows my heart. Long as I pray for forgiveness, I will be forgiven. In fact, I'll bring you back to the back in the day, to the day that this is talking about. Where brothers like to believe that when they sent up an offering, that their sins were automatically forgiven. All they had to do was take their best goat, best lamb, no matter what they did, they were forgiven. That's what people thought, but they forgot that the forgiveness don't come just because you did the act of sacrifice or you beg for forgiveness. No, the forgiveness come when you no longer do it. When you stop doing those things, when you stop offending. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Be not faint-hearted when thou makest thy prayer, and neglect not to give alms. That's an important thing too. Don't forget, basically, be real to yourself. Being faint-hearted in your prayer means that you're not really believing what you believe in. You're not praying for. You're not believing your own prayers. You know what I'm saying? You're weak with it. Because if you believed your prayers, guess what you'll do? You'll work for whatever that prayer that you prayed for. Instead of just being out there like, I prayed over it, the Lord will bless me. No. No, if you believe that prayer, you put your foot forward. You start putting in that work. That's what believing in that prayer is. You know what I'm saying? Laugh no man to scorn and bitterness of his soul, for there is one which humbleth and exalteth. So, Pete, Jada may believe that she is getting the upper hand, that she's doing a good thing, that she might be getting a good laugh out of it, shaming her husband or whatnot. But it's not a good thing for you to laugh a man to scorn. It's not a good thing for you to laugh at a man's downfall, prey on his downfall. It's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? All you're doing is making it harder upon yourself. You know what I'm saying? That brother ain't deserve that type of treatment. You know what I'm saying? So what you need to do is this, right? Watch out when you laugh a man to scorn. Because there's one that humbles and one that exalteth. And who is that? Who is the one that humbles and the one that exalteth? To understand what humbling is to put you on a low state, make you put you in a spot where you have to submit. You know what I'm saying? You have to conform. To exalt was to raise you up, put you on a pedestal. Who does that? Who humbles and who exalts? Well, let me tell you who humbles and exalts. The Most High. So while you laughing at a man and his scorn and whatnot, somebody could press that button and you could be humbled. You could be humbled. Jada could be humbled. Let's say those books, she only sells 100 copies. She will be humbled. She will be humbled if Will Smith moves on and gets something better. Because it won't be hard to find something better. She could be humbled in many ways. She could be humbled by losing a child. See, the Most High don't play. Willow or Jaden could simply just disappear. She will be humbled. You know what I'm saying? But if she does right, she could be exalted. The Most High is in control of that. So while you're scorning, let's make it a little more personal. While you're scorning the brothers and sisters of the I.S.U.P.K talking much trash, just know your life is going to get worse. Your life is going to get worse. When you don't treat the brothers and sisters of the I.S.U.P.K right, you will be humbled. You will be humbled. Look at Brother Polite. humbled. Humbled. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that came up against the I.S.U.P.K, guess where they at? Humbled. They are humbled. You know what I'm saying? You could be exalted by just giving us praise, just working with us, joining us. That's how you become exalted. You know what I'm saying? But that was just a side note on that scripture. But let's continue. Let's continue. Where am I at? Where am I at? Oh yeah, verse 12. Devise not a lie against thy brother, neither do the like to thy friend. Peep it. Jada lied a bunch of times in these interviews. She's being picked apart about that. What's her name? Being picked apart about that proposal from Will Smith. She's being picked apart badly. She is being picked apart to the point that it's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a shame unto her. It's going to be a shame. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Matter of fact, I seen a meme. You know that famous picture of Will Smith? I mean, not Will Smith. Of Tupac and Suge Knight, right? Tupac and Suge Knight riding in the car right before Tupac got shot. Remember that picture? Somebody photoshopped Jada's head poking out from in between Pac's lap. That was messed up. She is being shamed. Shamed. You know what I'm saying? But let's get with it. Use not to make any manner of lie, for the custom thereof is not good. Use not many words in a multitude of elders, and make not much babbling when thou prayest. Like, close your mouth, man. Watch your mouth. That's something Jada needs to learn. Jada needs to learn to hush. It's a beautiful thing to hush. Just shh. It sounds like music. Shh. She needs to learn that. Let's continue. Use not many words in the multitude of elders, and make not much babbling when thou prayest. Hate not laborers' work, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained. Number not thyself among the multitude of sinners, but remember the wrath will not tarry long. That's something that we need to understand as a people too. All right, let's read that again. Number not thyself among the multitude of sinners. See, a lot of us like to be on the in crowd. We like to be in the in crowd. We like to be around what's happening. But we don't see anything happening bad to those people instantly. We don't see, like, imagine if you took one pull of a cigarette, you instantly got cancer. Just one pull. As beautiful as that sounds to me, just imagine if that happened. Nobody would smoke. Imagine if you slept with another man's woman and you instantly get AIDS and die every time. Every time. If the wrath came quickly, everybody would be walking around perfect. And since it doesn't come quickly, we tend to believe that it doesn't come at all. We tend to believe that it will not come, period. So what do? We tend to get prideful. We tend to get boastful, and we continue in our ways of sin and number ourselves amongst the sinners. And guess what? We seem to forget that the Lord's wrath does not tarry. You will get what's coming to you when he feels like giving it to you. And that's what Jada needs to understand. The wickedness that she's doing right now, justice will prevail. The Most High will deal with her properly. And it will be glorious, I'm telling you. Everybody will see her downfall. Everybody will see her shame. Let's continue. Humble thyself greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms. Understand that. Understand that. Change not a friend for any good by no means, neither a faithful brother for the gold of or for, like, yo, if you got somebody that you tend that you believe to be valuable, that you think that has some worth in your life, they treat you good, act like it. Appreciate them. Look out for them. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to lose those type of people. Keep them close. She's gonna lose Will. She's gonna regret every second of it. I bet you every last role, the last 5 roles she got in the movie was probably because of Will Smith. She ain't getting nothing on the strength of her. She ain't getting nothing. So let's continue. Forgo not a wise and good woman, for her grace is above gold. Don't lose a good woman, a wise and good woman. Jada is not wise and she's not good. She don't even belong to Will Smith. That is public coochie right there. She belongs to everybody. Will needs to forego her. He needs to get rid of her. She is not a good woman. You know what I'm saying? He needs to stop bothering with her because she is just going to drag him down. She's just going to poison that brother. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Whereas thy servant worketh truly, entreat him, not evil, nor the hireling that bestoweth himself wholly for thee. Like, treat people how they deserve to be treated, man. Your employees doing good, treat them good. Your friends treating you good, treat them good. Your woman's treating you good, treat her good. But if they doing mess up, you know what I'm saying? That's a different story. Okay, stand by. Oh yeah, here we go. Let thy soul love a good servant and defraud him not of liberty. Hast thou cattle, have an eye to them. And if thy be for thy profit, keep them with thee. Hast thou children, instruct them, and bow down their neck from their youth. That is a beautiful scripture right there. Bow down then thy neck from thy youth. That means get them in order quickly. Get them in order quickly. Teach your children how to live righteously early. Because if the world gets them early, the world got them. And it's going to be hard work to get them back. You know what I'm saying? Hast thou daughters, have a care for of their body, and show not thyself cheerful towards them. If you got daughters, have a care for their bodies. What does that mean? What does that mean? That means take care of them. That means protect them. Because our daughters need protection. They need to be cared for. It's a dangerous world out there. You know what I'm saying? Have care for their body. And show not thyself cheerful for, man. Don't be a friend. Like, a lot of y'all like to parent and be that friendly parent. That doesn't work. There has to be a certain degree of fear and respect that your children must have for you. They must never see themselves on an equal plane as you. Never. So don't show yourself cheerful towards them. Don't always be smiling. It's okay to smile and now and then show that you're having a good time with them. But if you do it too much, especially when they're doing something messed up, because I've seen it done before. I've seen kids do something messed up and the fathers just laugh it off. In fact, you see it all on the internet all the time. You see on the internet how these kids be doing some crazy things, and because y'all think that they look cute, that these little kids are like acting like adults, and y'all smiling and laughing about it, it's going to destroy those children in the future. Put them in their place. Bow their heads, man. Let's continue. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. Like, to get your daughter married is a heavy thing for a father. It's a heavy thing for a father. That's why you got to protect her, make sure she's right and prepared to be a wife. See, nobody did that with Jada. Nobody taught Jada how to be a wife. She ain't have that father to teach her how to be a wife. Nobody to bow her head. Nobody to protect her and show her what's right and from what. I mean, let's be honest. Men are wolves. They're out there on the hunt all the time. She had nobody to protect her from the hunt. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back with that. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. But give her to a man of understanding. Give her to it. Like Will Smith, unfortunately, he is not a man of understanding. What does it mean to be a man of understanding? A man of understanding has knowledge of these scriptures. A man of understanding knows how to treat a woman according to the scriptures. He knows how to take care of a woman according to the scriptures. That's a man of understanding. There's not many of them in the world. So a lot of women have to, unfortunately, get men that's not of understanding. And what does that mean? That means she's not a woman of understanding. They probably deserve each other. But we're going to get into that a little later too, right? Verse 26. Hast thou a wife after thy own mind? Forsake her not. See, that's another thing. The homie, Will Smith, did not pick a woman that's after his own mind. They did not think alike. Yeah, they both from the ghetto. We understand that. They both from the hood. But Will put a special emphasis on marriage that she did not. Will valued her in a way that she did not value him. She was not a woman of his mind. They do not agree on much. They do not agree on really much anything but bearing through it. That's all they agree with, is bearing through it instead of working on it. Now, the scripture's telling you to get a woman after your own mind. Get a woman that, agrees with your way of life, agrees with your way of living. That, what I'm saying, if you don't agree with drug use and your woman's a junkie, you should not be with her. If you don't agree with eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, and your woman does, you should not be with her. Hey, if you don't agree with watching porn, sisters, and your man does, you should not be with her. If they don't agree with the laws of the Bible, period, you should not be with them. Period. Jada and Will did not agree on much. They were not of each other's mind. That's why they're going through the turmoil they're going through now. Will did a lot to appease that woman. He did a lot to appease her just to keep her not looking at them. They want to go, let them go. That's all they got to do. They want to go, let them go. Let's continue. Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman. What does it mean? What's a light woman? Do not give yourself over to a light woman. Put like this. Let me give you a clue. When we hear a brother say something that's deep and profound, we like to say, yo, you dropped something heavy. So if it's light, what does that mean? It means it's not that deep. It's not that profound. It's not that smart. It's not that. A light woman is a dipsy woman. She's a dipsy. A light woman's on there twerking all damn day. That's what a light woman is. She ain't putting in no work. She ain't doing nothing edifying or beneficial. She's doing nothing but having a good time, smiling. That's all a light woman does. That's all a light woman can do. A loose woman. That's about as correct as it gets. Damn right, a loose woman. You know what I'm saying? That's what a light woman is. A light woman, straight up and down, is a loose woman. And you should not be giving yourself to these light women. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Remember, Salakia, honor thy father with thy whole heart, and forget not the sorrows of thy mother. Remember that thou wast begotten of them, and how canst thou recompense them the things that they have done for thee? Like, you can't even pay back the things that your parents have done for you. You can't pay those things back. You got to honor your parents, period. You know what that main thing is? I don't care if your father left or your father left, boo-hoo. If it wasn't for your father giving your mother that work, you would not be on this planet. He should be honored just for that alone. Because he could have ignored your mother, and then you would not be here. Could have just ignored her, went on to the next. That's what could have happened. But he decided to pay your mother some attention, and now you're here. So honor that man. You know what I'm saying? Honor him. But Salakia, bear with me. Remember that thou wast begotten of them. And how can, oh yeah, I read that already. Fear the Lord with all thy soul and reverence his priests. That's the bottom line of everything. Fear the Lord with all thy soul and reverence his priests. Who are his priests? Who is the Lord's priest? Let me tell you who the Lord's priest is. The Lord's priest is the men of the I.S.U.P.K. It's just that simple. We are his priests. We are his prophets. We the ones putting in that work to teach brothers and sisters how to live again. We the ones making that sacrifice for our brothers and sisters to come back to the Lord. We are his priests. You know what I'm saying? Let's get with it. Love him that made thee with all thy strength, and forsake not his ministers. That's pretty self-explanatory. Don't forsake his ministers. You know what the word minister means? Minister means it basically just means teacher. I'm teaching you right now. You know what I'm saying? Forsake not his teachers. His only teachers are in the I.S.U.P.K. So don't forsake the Lord or his teachers, man. It just reiterated the last verse, right? Fear the Lord and honor the priest, and give him his portion, as it is commanded thee, the first fruits and the trespass offering, and the gift of the shoulders, and the sacrifice of sanctification, and the first fruits of the holy things. Like, give the Lord what belongs to the Lord. Period. Give what belongs to him. Honor him and his priests, and give what belongs to him. Right now, what belongs to him is you. Give yourself to the Lord. Make that sacrifice. Sacrifice your time. Sacrifice your life to make sure another brother and sister don't lose theirs. Do what Christ did. You know what I'm saying? Do what Christ did. Salakia. And stretch thine hand unto the poor, that thy blessing may be perfected. Like, that's our problem as a people. We our enemy, our oppressor. He instilled in us individualism. He instilled in us that we got to look out for ourselves. He instilled in us you only live one life. You know, that's the way we think. And only we think like that. We don't look out for each other because our enemy wants us to think like that. But let me tell you something. The Bible says we got to look out for each other. We got to look out for that brother that's scratching for some change and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I know we don't live in pretty much a cash society anymore. We don't live in a cash society. I'm gonna big this brother up if he don't want to be bigged up, but you know what I'm saying? When we was out in the streets, this Saturday, Officer Ricard was approached by a brother. And the brother wanted some change, and he gave up all his change, gave it all to the brother. Right? Now we're about to leave this location, and another brother approached him. Now Ricard's out of change, he out of money, but the brother was hungry. He like, yo, I'm just looking for something to eat. Ricard went and brought that brother a sandwich. That's giving all. That's looking out for each other. That's how we as black people should. He ain't talk down on that brother. He ain't do none of that. He ain't even want me to record it. I wanted to record it. He like, please, sir, don't do that. Don't. I wanted to record it, but he didn't even want credit for it. He just wanted to show his brothers love, how we are supposed to do as black and Hispanic people. That brother may live to fight another day. Who knows? If he didn't get that sandwich, he probably starved to death. He probably fainted in the middle of the street and get ran over by a semi. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We got to look out for each other. Let's continue. A gift hath grace in the sight of every man living, and for the dead detain it not. You know what I'm saying? Fail not to be with them that weep, and mourn with them that mourn. Basically, that's saying, you know what I'm saying? Have compassion. Have compassion on your own people. You see them weeping, weep with them. See them laughing, laugh with them. Look out for your peoples, man. As long as it's within the laws, you're good. Be not slow to visit the sick, for that shall make thee to be beloved. Like, let's give another shout out. What's that, brother? Brother Officer Marat, Officer of Five Stacks Marat, up in Philly, man. Visited a brother that was lying sick. Visited that brother, I heard daily till that brother died. That's a righteous thing. His family now loves Officer Marat. You know what I'm saying? They looked out for that brother. And that's a beautiful thing to do. Look out for the sick. Look out for the poor. Take care of each other. Take care of those who do good. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Verse 36. Whatsoever thou takest in hand, remember the end, and thou shalt never do amiss. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I ain't gonna front. I forgot the breakdown of that one, so I ain't gonna go into it. I forgot the breakdown of that part. But let's go to Ecclesiasticus 25. Let's get to chapter 25 real quick. This is a shorter chapter. This is one of my favorites in the whole Bible. This is one of my favorite chapters. You know what I'm saying? This one's going to break down a lot for you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brotherhood in Ecclesiasticus. There's a lot of love in Ecclesiasticus for Black, Hispanics, and Natives that we got to absorb. You know what I'm saying? And learn. You know what I'm saying? But let's get with it. It's a lot here. In three things I was beautified. So there's three things that this brother believes makes him look good. Three things that makes him feel good. Three things that's, just a good look. It's just a good look in general. You know what I'm saying? And stood up beautiful both before God and men. So this is a good look in front. Even to God, this is a good look. To the Most High, looking upon this like, damn, that brother doing well. Let's continue. The unity of brethren, brotherhood. Brotherhood is always a good look, and it's a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful time, like on April 20th. We're gonna be back in North Carolina, Durham, North Carolina. We're gonna be showing brotherhood to each other. You know what I'm saying? At the 55th Passover, we're gonna be showing brotherhood. We show brotherhood all year round to each other, man. That's a beautiful thing. So that's a good look. Brotherhood. Let's continue. The love of neighbors, man, the love of neighbors, having a good name amongst your peoples. That is a good look. You know what I'm saying? That's a good look to have a good name amongst your peoples. You know what I'm saying? You helping the poor, you doing all types of charity and alms, you know what I'm saying? You looking good out in these streets. That's a good look. And a man and a wife that agree together. A man and a wife that, you know, are of the same mind, that work together in unison. That's not fighting out in these streets and arguing and just getting drunk and doing dumb things. You know what I'm saying? That's a good look. That's a good look. Everything else is not much of a good look. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Three sort of men my soul hateth. Now, these are bad looks. This is the opposite. Now, Pete. And I am greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud. Like there is an issue with a poor brother that has pride. That's too prideful to ask for help. That's thinks he's still better than everybody else. Because there's lots of nuts out there like that. Lots of nuts out there like that. A rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doteth. An adulterer that doteth. Let's look up the word doteth. Oh, this word's so old it don't. There it is. All right, we're gonna go to a Bible dictionary. Let me share the screen. All right, doteth in the KJV Bible. All right, has no damn. Yeah, that was offensive. That's why doteth is an extended word. All right. Verb, dote, doted, doting, to bestow or express excessive love or fondness habitually, usually followed on by on or upon. You know what I'm saying? To show a decline of mental. Oh, well, I doubt it's that one. All right. So let's put it into context. Where am I at? Okay, here I am. An old adulterer that doteth. So that means this man is still out here being a sucker for love, still looking for something to grab up, loving on another man's woman. That is disgusting, actually, thinking about it. That is the three things that his soul hateth more than any other. But here's, let's continue. If thou hast gathered nothing in thy youth, how canst thou find anything in thine age? Like if you ain't, basically, old habits die hard. You ain't put in this work when you were young. How you gonna get it in when you're old? How? It's gonna be incredibly difficult, right? Oh, how comely a thing is judgment for gray hairs, and for ancient men to know counsel. Oh, how comely is the wisdom of old men, and understanding and counsel to men of honor. It's a beautiful thing. Let's continue. Much experience is the crown of old men, and the fear of God is their glory. Right? There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. Now, peep this: a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Those are 2 beautiful things right there. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't like to have joy in your children because your children are living righteously. They're living according to your rules and how you structured things, how you got things to pop off, and your kids are actually doing it. That's strength in your bones. I understand. That's a beautiful thing. You don't have to worry about your kids being with, heathens, being with white women, having kids with white women. You don't have to worry about none of that. You don't have to worry about your kids being drug addicts. You don't have to worry about your kids being adulterers. You know what I'm saying? Criminals. You don't have to worry about none of that. Murderers. None of that. Because they're following the laws of God, and that makes you feel good. They're following your teachings. Let's continue. And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies, like a man that sees the falls of his enemies, that makes you know that the Most High is on your side, man. That makes you feel good deep down inside. How you think we felt all in general? Like we don't ever want to see a black man go to jail, but when you see your enemy fall, it still brings a certain amount of justification in you. Still makes you feel good to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Like when Polite got locked up, we ain't even sure if he's a brother or not. So I feel okay to say it. When he went to, when his downfall came, we felt good. We felt good. Did we cheer for it? No. But when you come against the Lord and his prophets, certain things just feels right. You know what I'm saying? And there's more enemies to fall. A whole lot more. We're about to see it on a global scale with this upcoming world war. We're about to see it globally. And it's going to be beautiful. Now watch. Well is him that dwelleth with a wife of understanding, and that hath not slipped with his tongue. Like, it is a beautiful thing to have a wife of understanding that has compassion for you, that knows her job, that knows her position, that knows what she should be doing in life. That is a beautiful thing to know. That is a great thing to know. Just to know that she is about you. She don't think that you're a helpmeet for her. She understands she's a helpmeet for you. She ain't asking you to do a million things for her. She's doing a million things for you. She is a team player. That's a woman of understanding. That type of woman is valuable. Let's continue. And that have not slipped with his tongue. Like nobody's getting cussed out. There's no arguing. It's nothing but peace. That is a beautiful thing. Let's continue. And that have not served a man more unworthy than himself. Like Jada. Jada. She is not a woman of understanding, man. Let me tell you something. Tupac is not a man on equal level as Will Smith. Who knows why? There's people in this class. Why isn't Tupac? Why is Tupac less worthy than Will Smith? Just type in your answers. Why is Tupac less worthy than Will Smith? It should be pretty obvious. She is definitely serving Tupac. Why is Tupac less worthy than Will Smith? Let's get some answers up in here. Type them in. I ain't going to show them. I ain't going to post them. You don't got to be embarrassed. Simple answer. Why is Tupac less worthy than Will Smith? It should be as obvious as can be. Nope, no answers. Let me tell you the most obvious answer why Tupac is less worthy than Will Smith. He's dead. He's not even alive. She is serving a dead man right now. Her heart is with a dead man. He is nowhere on this planet. But she'd rather appease a dead man than appease her husband. That's crazy. He ain't less worthy because he don't make more. He didn't make as much money as Will Smith, or he ain't as famous as Will Smith. No. He just dead. So she'd rather appease him. She is not a woman of understanding. Yeah, she is weird as hell and evil. She is weird as hell and evil as can be. You know what I'm saying? About as weird as it gets. Hold on. Let's get with it. Where am I at? Where am I at? Okay, I think I found it. Well, it's him that dwelleth with the wife of understanding, and that have not slipped with his tongue, and that have not served a man more unworthy than himself. So Will is in a world of pain, just off of that scripture alone. Well is him that hath found prudence, and he that speaketh in the ears of them that will hear. Oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom, yet is there none above him that feareth the Lord. Like, it don't matter how wise you are. As long as you fear the Lord, guess what? Because remember, King Solomon was the wisest. He was a very wise man. The wisest till Christ came about. But he still fell for heathen women. No matter how wise he still was breaking God's laws. So that was his downfall. Let's continue. Okay. Verse 11. But the love of the Lord passeth all things for illumination. Hold on. I read that wrong. But the love of the Lord passes all things for illumination. He that holdeth it, whereto shall he be likened? Like, the love of the Lord is within these law, statutes, and commandments. Everybody should want that love. Everybody should want the Lord to be on their side. That should be everybody's goal. You know what I'm saying? Verse 12. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love. So to follow the law, statutes, and commandment and fear him is the beginning of love. Remember what love is in the Bible. Love is following the law, statutes, and commandments. The beginning of that is to fear the Lord. You cannot follow the laws unless you fear him. You will not follow the laws unless you fear him. You can't follow the laws robotically. You got to do it with the fear that the Most High may do something to you if you don't follow. That cigarette that you smoking just might give you cancer, or that cigarette that you smoking might get you hit by a truck. It don't have to relate. The punishment does not have to relate to the crime. That's what people seem to forget. The punishment don't have to relate at all. They could be two different things. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. See, people don't think that they connect, but they connect. The wickedness of a woman will become the plague of your heart. You will be hurt. Will Smith is hurt. He plays it off well. Remember, he's an actor. He plays it off well. He acts like he's still supporting her in the bashing of him. Hey, he might be. Maybe he knows the scripture, knows that she's going to have some type of downfall. Maybe he knows it. Maybe he knows she's ruining herself, and he's just trying to play the role of the good guy. He's trying to remain blameless. Who knows? Maybe that's his end. But we'll see. Let's continue. Verse 14. And any affliction but the affliction of them that hate me. She hates her husband. Jada Pinkett, she don't deserve the Smith. Jada Pinkett hates Will Smith. It's just that simple. And any revenge but the revenge of enemies. Like, nobody wants their enemy to get the get back. Nobody wants that. Nobody. So it's better to move on these streets like you have no enemies. Don't even try to create enemies. Let's continue. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. Oh, I skipped one. I skipped a verse. My bad. Verse 15. There is no head above the head of a serpent, and there is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy. Plain and simple. That's about as plain and simple as it gets. You know what I'm saying? Just move right so you don't have no enemies. No serpents looking out to bite you. You know what I'm saying? I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. Your woman could become your enemy so quickly. So quickly. And he'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to dwell with some woman who just keeps on making you look bad, running her mouth, going against whatever you believe in and whatever you teaching and whatever you saying, just doing whatever she wants to. That is very painful. That is very painful. Let's continue. The wickedness of a woman changes her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Like, you got with this woman mainly because you believe she's so beautiful, she's so lovely, she's so cute. And then you start seeing the evil in her. You start seeing her disgusting behaviors and attributes. And all of a sudden, she don't look the same anymore. She's about as ugly as it gets now. You start seeing it. You start, ooh. Like, damn. Ooh. Everything she does. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, everybody thought Jada Pinkett was a good-looking woman. Everybody thought that. Everybody like, oh, she was choices. When I was a little kid, she was a choice pick. And as you grow up and you see the evilness in her, she don't look the same anymore. The Most High blessed her with alopecia. The Most High could have gave her a lot worse than alopecia. Could have gave her a lot worse than that. But he blessed her with alopecia. Now she's walking like a bald head scallywag. Yeah, she had short hair her whole career, but some short hairs are cute. Some short hairstyles are cute. I know some brothers ain't down to have short haired girls, but I don't mind. I think some of them could be cute. And now bald head, like she looks like an alien now. Looks like an alien. Like if you see the cover of a book, like her back of her head stretches up just like the alien. Just like the alien. She looks like an alien. She looks like an Anunnaki. She looks straight up and down like an Anunnaki, man. She is grotesque. You know what I'm saying? Her features, her bone structures all poking out and stuff. Like her countenance changed. And when you see the wickedness of a woman, her beauty will quickly disappear, no matter how fine you may believe her to be. Once you start living and gaining some type of moral ground and having some type of standards of yourself, and you start seeing that she falls beneath those standards, oh, she starts looking ugly. She starts looking grotesque. And I understand all of us men been through it. All of us men have seen that. All of us, every last bit of us has seen that. Has seen a woman turn from beautiful to ugly in a blink of an eye. Most of the time we see it when they get drunk. When they get drunk, you see that countenance change quickly. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's continue. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. So they go, okay. I'm pretty sure she ain't tell Will Smith about these interviews. So I'm pretty sure he heard it through the grapevine. I don't know. I know the first time he heard it, he must have been like, that's how it is. That's how it is right there. When you hear about the wicked and dumb things your woman like, I know there's brothers who don't understand that their woman might have an OnlyFans. And then they go into the barbershop getting trimmed up. And next thing some dude like, yo, your girl has an OnlyFans. Shows an OnlyFans, all he can do is he can't even argue it. Can't even defend her, can't do nothing. Just gotta take the shame as it comes. That's what these wicked women do. They shame you. You just gotta take it as it comes. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta take it as it comes. Let's continue. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Like a man could deal and bear a lot of BS. We could handle the weight of a lot of weight upon our shoulders. We could deal with a lot of things. But the heaviest thing and the most thing that basically breaks a man down to his knees is the wickedness that his woman could do to him. A man could crumble by that, just fall apart because women don't have the consideration to think about what she is doing to his reputation, to his name, all for the sake of her being happy, all for the sake of her being a child. He has to deal with her BS. And that's a lot. Nothing worse than the wickedness of a woman, because the wickedness of a woman could break men down. Like men could go to war, deal with war, deal with being shot at, shooting at people, deal with taking a life. You could deal with a lot. But that man will come from war and find out that his woman been sleeping with his best friend, and he will snap. That's the moment he snaps. That's the moment he crumbles. That's the moment reality detaches. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no wicked like the wickedness of a woman. You have to literally put your life down on the line for her. Your job as a man is to be willing to die for her. to protect her. And she spits on your sacrifice of risking your life for hers. Like Will Smith could have got that night. Like I heard some of Chris Rock's brothers are still out in the streets. And Will Smith could have got. Chris Rock got crazy fans. Who knows? Maybe a crazy fan could have hurt Will Smith. Will Smith put on his life on the line to defend her. And she just spits on it. Just spits on it. You know what I'm saying? That's about as disgusting as it gets, man. Let's continue. Hold on. When is a woman, let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. At some point, stop defending her. You're just going to have to let whatever's coming to her come to her. And that's the Most High being on your side. That alopecia that Jada got upon her head, that's her portion. That's the sinner's portion right there. She deserves that. She deserves alopecia. She deserves whatever wickedness is coming to her, whatever portion the Lord has waiting for her. She deserves all that. Because that's what it just said. Let me read it again. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Let that portion fall upon her. She's going to sleep with one of her son's friends again. She's going to sleep with one of them. And she's going to catch something that she can't bounce back from. Who knows? She's going to catch that portion of a sinner. Her portion is not finished. That alopecia was just an appetizer. Straight up and down, that alopecia was just an appetizer. It's going to get worse for her. Let's continue. Verse 20. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Like, there's brothers out there that just arguing ain't for them. They ain't got time for it. They ain't got the energy for it. They might not build like that. They might go from 0 to 60. You know what I'm saying? No, they might go from 0 to 100. They probably just skip the arguing and go to slapping. So they tend to stay away from most of it, right? Those are the quiet brothers. You don't know where their mind might go. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they punks, but they just quiet brothers. They ain't got time for the argument, but their woman's always arguing. Their woman's always in their ear, yipping and yapping, barking, flipping and flapping like they got time for that, right? Let's read that again. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, like, okay, it's hard for young people to climb up a sand hill. You go up a sand dune, your feet just keeps on sliding down, your weight keeps on compressing the sand. It's hard to get to that top. It's a hard battle, it's a hard fight. That's what it's like to a man, to a quiet man that's dealing with a loudmouth witch. He ain't got time for it. He just keeps on trying and trying and trying. He ain't getting nowhere fast. He ain't getting nowhere. Nowhere. Let's continue. 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman. Don't stumble at her beauty, man. That's the problem that we have. Black women put too much value in beauty, for one. And I understand you're a girl. Put too much value into it. It has little value. That's what we need to understand. It has little value. Brothers, stop stumbling before it. Stop falling for it. Because most of these beautiful women that you consider beautiful are probably the most evil women on the planet. Because they believe because they're beautiful, they have the right to be evil and ugly and just disgusting. Disgusting humans. As long as they're beautiful, they could be on OnlyFans twerking for you and twerking for all the other men and think that you don't deserve a woman like them. That you are unworthy of them in their public coochie. You are unworthy of that public box because she is beautiful. That's our problem as a people. We put too much value on physical appearance. There's no value on it. So what did the scripture just say? Let's read that again. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure, man. Stop trying to just bag these women up just because they look good. All you want to do is hit it anyway. Let's be honest. You just want to put her on you put a check in her box and call it a day. You don't really want to build with her. The thing is, that it's all she has is beauty. All she has is TNA. Some of them just have TNA. They're not even cute. Some of them have TNA that's paid for. It's not even real TNA. It's plastic. They're Barbie dolls. And you just want to just bag them up just for pleasure. That's not a good way to act either. It's not a good way to be. If you're dealing with a woman, you should deal with a woman because you want to actually build her up. You want her to be a great helpmate for you. You want to teach her. You want to guide her. You actually find her worthy to protect. Most of these women on OnlyFans, I ain't going to say these women on OnlyFans, that's what I'm going to say. You don't find them worthy to protect. You don't find no value in them. You can't see yourself having a kid with these women on OnlyFans. You can't. Because now your kid got to grow up knowing that their mama's on OnlyFans and now all their friends are teasing them. That stuff is never coming off the internet. That stuff is never coming off the internet. It's going to be everywhere. Your mama's box is on the internet. And that's what you got. That's what you got these kids growing up in. This is the era they're growing up in. And they're going to tell her, I had to do something to feed you. You could have got a job at McDonald's, ma. you could have did something. You had to show your box to the world. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. What does it mean for her to maintain her husband? Does it mean that she's buying everything? No. What does it mean to maintain her husband? Let me tell you something. Money is not used to maintain men. That's why we spend it so freely. So it's not about her paying bills and nothing like that, like the Christian church likes to teach. Maintaining her is like her comforting him, her basically taking a leadership role in the house. Women don't want to be leaders naturally. They want you to lead. They want you to make decisions. They want you to do all that. And if you leave that position to her, she will literally hate you. She understands, even though she won't admit it, a lot of sisters won't admit it, but they understand that the natural position of a man is to lead. They know that. They know that. But let's continue. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. See, that was Will's issue. Will let her lead the family because he wanted to make this movie money. He wanted to be what he is today. He wanted to be that blockbuster type actor. So that left her in the position to forsake her career and be the leader in the family. And he let her be the leader of the family. And now she hates him. Now she hates him. And now what is she doing? She is abating his courage. That brother is weak right now. That brother is weak. I seen a picture of him on an airplane as if he's in. It's the picture is supposed to be like, I don't know if it was an airplane or a tour bus or whatever it was, but he's laying down. It's supposed to be on some. He's just cooling about the situation. He ain't even paying attention to it. The truth is, he's probably hurting and crying. He had his arm over his eyes. He's probably crying right then and there. Because that's what a wicked woman does. abates, excuse me, abates the man's courage. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. That's what she does. She ain't willing to support him and do her position as a helpmeet. That brother ain't gonna want to do his position as a husband. He ain't gonna want to protect her. He ain't gonna want to fight for her. He ain't gonna want to stand for her. He ain't gonna want to do nothing for her. He just gonna give up. Probably go into a slight depression because his woman is just wicked as hell. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish up these last few verses real quick. Verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Why of the woman came the beginning of sin? What was it of her that became the beginning of sin? Which is important for you to understand because it's still happening to this day. It's still happening to this day. See, Eve was very gullible, easily deceived. She was naive. And that is happening today. That is a husband's job to make sure a woman is not deceived, make sure that she is not gullible. But when a woman abates that courage, he don't care. Just go. Just go. And she is going to be food for the rest of the world. She's just going to be naive and gullible and fall into much traps. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So let's read that again. Of the woman came the beginning of sin. It's because of her naiveness is why we all sin it. She fell for that deception first. And she's still falling for it today. Girl, it's your body. You can do what you want. Your body, your choice. Be on OnlyFans, blah, blah. Look, a woman believing the gullible things of today is why we are still in the situation we are today as a people. We got to stand up, brothers, and protect our women from this gullible, naive behavior that they have and make sure the world don't continue to deceive them. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. Like, that's what she's on. That's what this book tour is. Gadding is yipping and yapping. That's what gadding is. Don't give your woman liberty to do that. Don't give her liberty to just run her mouth all crazy and wild, because that's what Jada is doing right now. She is gadding abroad, bringing shame to this brother. And that's what a woman would do. It's inevitable. If she talks too much, she will shame you. It's guaranteed. She has nothing important to say. Let's be honest. What's she going to talk about? They barely watch the news. They ain't talking about nothing significant. They're going to just talk about rumors, and that's it. Entertainment. Rumors and entertainment. That's it. That's all they're going to talk about. Let's finish it up. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. Like, that was the old way. A bill of divorce is basically what it is. Back then, it was a piece of paper, right? She's single. So when somebody does find interest in her, she could show her the paper to show that she's single, whatnot, and stuff like that, right? But that's not how we roll today. We're not supposed to be divorcing at all. So if she gets on your nerves and all that, unless she cheats with another man, she's still your woman. Unless she is sleeping with another man, she's still your woman. Just because she's weakening your bones and talking trash doesn't mean you have to put up with it. You can still walk away, but she's still your woman. She can't be sleeping with anybody else. But you can just Go to your other woman's house for a while. That's what you can do. You know what I'm saying? But that was my last scripture. I'm running out of time. It's 8:50. Peep it. Hop over to cross the line. You know what I'm saying? Captain Tazariak and Cam Kazak going to be talking to Amari Stoudemire's brother, Jarrell. It's going to be a good conversation. And with that, shalom.